Hello, I'm Drew. I'm the creator of the Neko No Mure puzzle, and I thought today I would talk through how to, or at least how I go about solving this type of puzzle. So we have our 8x8 grid here with 15 cats, and we are looking to create 5 enclosures. One enclosure will have 1 will have 2, 1 will have 3, 1 will have 4, and 1 will have 5 cats. This is the boundary around the outside, and these are the pieces of fencing that we have inside the boundary with which to herd the cats. The numbers along the top refer to the number of pieces of fencing you will find in that column, and the numbers along the left-hand side indicate how many pieces of fencing you'll find in each row. So I always like to start the puzzle by identifying which rows are already full. That's pretty helpful. So we'll go down the rows first of all. You see this one here has a piece of fencing. This one here has 2, and this one here has 2. The remaining rows, I tell a lie, that one has that one as well. The remaining rows, though, are missing pieces of fencing. We can do the same with the columns. We can see that this one here, and you can see this one has none in it, so we can cross that one off as well. And that's how I like to start the puzzle, is kind of identify where the gaps are to start with. So when dealing with a puzzle, rather than thinking where should they go randomly, I always look for what I call nodes, which are where these lines cross, because each node, like this one here, has 3 options. It can either go up, right, or down. In this kind of scenario, this one here, you can see you could go left, down, or right. So we'll start with that first one here. You can see that out of the kind of directions that this piece of fencing can be extended, you can't go up because it's already got one there. Can't go down because you've already got your one there. So it can only go right. So we will put our bit of fencing in there. You can see now this now has 3, so we're not full yet. Another little trick that I use are these little kind of enclosures. One of the rules about the puzzle is that you can't have an enclosure like that has nothing in it. So it must always have at least 1 cat, and no enclosure can have the same number of cats. So using that principle, we see here we can't go to the left with this bit of fencing because we'll create an empty enclosure. We could go up, but we can't go right. So the only place we can put that piece of fencing would be there. So if we move up to this corner here, you can see that we can't go to the right, we can't go up, so the only direction we can go is down. And again, we create one of these structures where we obviously can't go left, but we know that already. We can't go right. So in fact, when you have this, you can see it kind of squeezes between these 2 columns. We can actually extend that all the way down because we can't go left or right. So we link these 2 together. And you'll now see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, so we can cross that off. Where should we move next? We'll go to this one, I think. You can see that right is taken, so it's up, so this must go down. And we now have another complete row here with 1, 2, 3, 4, so we can cross 4 off. And where should we go now? There's a number of options we could go for. Have a look. Could go there. It's just finding the next kind of seed, as it were, where to start. We'll go with this one here. So we can't go up, we can't go down, so there's only 1 option there, which is that one. And now we have 4 in that column, so we can cross that 4 off. Here, we obviously can't cross that off either. We could have gone there. We know that that can't create an empty enclosure. We can't go up, so it must go right. We can use the same principle on this side here. We can't go that way, can't go that way, so it must go right. There we go, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we can use the same kind of empty principle. We can't go to the right, because that would create this T-shaped enclosure with nothing in it. We can't go up, so it must go left, which is there, which we then get to cross that off. Now we've created our first enclosure. You can see here we've got this area enclosed, and we have 1 cat. So we're going to just keep a little note there that we now have enclosure 1, shall we call it. Moving across, let's have a look here. We'll go for this node here. Can't go to the right because we've already got 2 in the column. Can't go down, got 2 in the row, so we must go there. Which means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we now have that full. We can't go down because that's an empty, can't go left because that's an empty, and so we must go right, sorry, not right, up, in which case that there. We now have 1, 2, not 3 yet. Where should we go now? If ever you do get stuck, the good idea to do is a bit of a review of the numbers just to make sure that you haven't, say, got 3 or 4. Because sometimes when you're busy doing bits over here, you forget how many you've got in each row. So always go back and check. We'll do this one here. We can't go left because we've already got 1 in that column. Can't go down because we've got 1 in that row's full, so we must go there. So we've now created 1, 2, 3. We can cross that one off. And again, we've got that left and right here taken on the columns, so we must have to go up here, which we've now created another enclosure. That's number 3, we'll call it. So we'll put number 3 here. So we've now got 1 and 3 complete. 1, 2, 3. No, we've still got, we're looking for another one there. Where should we go now? We'll go here. So we can't go to the right because that column's taken. Can't take there because the row's full. So we'll go here and close that enclosure, which has 1, 2, 3, 4 in it. So I'll take enclosure 4. That's now taken. And also we've finished that column. Here, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, we finished that row as well. So now we're left with 1 row to complete. And it's pretty clear where that's going to have to go. Just to double check, we know that we're missing enclosure 2 and 5. So we can see here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cats and 1, 2 cats. So those 2 enclosures will be created by creating that vertical line there. And that says complete. That's 2 and 5. And we are done.